What if the secret to electricity wasn't a modern invention at all? What if more than 2,000 years ago, ancient people already knew how to generate power, long before Benjamin Franklin flew his famous kite? In the heart of modern-day Iraq lies one of history's strangest discoveries, an object so puzzling it challenges everything we think we know about ancient technology. It's called the Baghdad Battery.
EverCurious, learn what you love.
Welcome to EverCurious, where history meets mystery. Picture this, it's 1936. A German archaeologist named Wilhelm King is working at the National Museum of Iraq. He's sifting through artifacts recovered from a village near Baghdad, a place known as Kujit Rabu. He comes across a small, unassuming clay jar. At first glance, it looks like any other piece of ancient pottery. But what was sealed inside held something truly extraordinary. The jar contained a copper cylinder, and nestled inside that cylinder was a single iron rod. Even more intriguing, there were signs of acidic corrosion on the metal. This wasn't just a storage jar, it was something else entirely. When modern scientists decided to recreate this strange device, they filled it with a simple acidic liquid, like vinegar or lemon juice. The result was shocking. It produced a small but measurable electrical charge, somewhere between 1 and 2 volts. It might not sound like much, but it's enough to power basic electrochemical reactions. But here's the real mystery. This object dates back to the Parthian or Sassanid periods, somewhere between 250 BC and 650 AD. This was a time of chariots and swords, not circuits and volts. So the question that baffles everyone is, why would an ancient civilization need electricity? Let's break down how this ancient wonder could have worked. The Baghdad Battery operates on the same basic principles as a modern galvanic cell, the kind you might find in your remote control, just far more primitive. In this setup, the iron rod acts as the negative electrode, or the anode. The copper cylinder serves as the positive electrode, the cathode, and the acidic liquid, like grape juice or vinegar, which they had in abundance, acts as the electrolyte. This simple combination allows electrons to flow from the iron to the copper, creating a steady low-voltage electrical current. It's a beautifully simple design, yet one that seems impossibly advanced for its time. But here's the catch that fuels the entire debate. Archaeologists found no wires, no devices connected to these jars, no ancient light bulbs or gadgets. There was no clear explanation of its purpose, leaving a void that has since been filled with countless fascinating theories. Was this a technological dead end, a brilliant invention that was lost to time? Or was its purpose something we haven't even considered? Let's explore the most compelling ideas. Theory number 1, an electroplating tool. This is the most widely accepted scientific explanation. The idea is that these batteries were used for electroplating, a process of coating one metal with a thin layer of another, usually gold or silver. We have found ancient jewelry from that era and region with incredibly fine metallic finishes, which suggests artisans might have used advanced techniques. Could these small jars have been the secret to making cheap metals look like solid gold, creating affordable luxury for the masses? By connecting several of these batteries together, you could generate enough voltage to deposit a thin, even layer of gold onto a silver object. It's a plausible and practical application. Theory number 2 takes us into the realm of ancient medicine. Some researchers suggest the battery might have been used for a form of mild electric therapy. This isn't as far-fetched as it sounds. We know that ancient Greeks used electric fish, like torpedo rays, for pain relief, applying them to the body to numb ailments like headaches and gout. Perhaps the gentle tingle from the Baghdad Battery was used in a similar way, as a primitive form of electroacupuncture or pain management. However, the evidence for this is thin, and it remains a highly speculative but intriguing possibility. Our third theory veers into the world of ritual and religion. What if the battery wasn't for practical use, but for creating a sense of awe and wonder? Imagine being in an ancient temple. The priest invites you to touch a metal statue, and as you do, you feel a strange tingling buzz. You might believe you've just received a touch from the gods themselves. This mysterious shock, produced by a hidden Baghdad battery, could have been a powerful tool for religious leaders to demonstrate their divine connection and authority. It would have been a simple but effective illusion to captivate and control followers. Of course, there are always the skeptics. Theory number 4 is that it wasn't a battery at all. Critics of the more exotic theories argue that this was simply a storage container for sacred scrolls. In this scenario, the scrolls, made of parchment or papyrus, would have been wrapped around the iron rod and placed inside the sealed copper cylinder for protection. Over centuries, the organic material of the scrolls decomposed, and the acidic inks they were written with created the corrosive residue we see today. The electrical potential, they argue, is purely accidental, a chemical coincidence that we are misinterpreting with modern eyes. So, how do we find out which theory is true? In the late 20th century, scientists and engineers decided to put it to the test. They meticulously recreated the Baghdad Battery using only materials and methods that would have been available to ancient people. The results were electrifying. both literally and figuratively. The replicas successfully produced a steady electrical current, just as predicted. Even more impressively, when they linked several of these homemade batteries together, they were able to successfully gold-plate small copper objects. This experiment didn't prove what the batteries were used for, but it proved what they could have been used for, reigniting the entire controversy. Were ancient engineers and artisans far more advanced than we give them credit for? Was there a lost chapter of technological history that we are only just beginning to rediscover? Or was this just an unintended chemical quirk of an ancient storage jar? The Baghdad Battery isn't just about one mysterious artifact. It forces us to rethink how we define progress and innovation. We often imagine history as a straight line, always moving forward from primitive to advanced. But maybe it's not that simple. Perhaps knowledge is discovered, then forgotten, only to be rediscovered centuries later. It makes you wonder, how many other ancient inventions have we lost to time, buried beneath the sands, waiting for someone to uncover their secrets? So, was the Baghdad Battery the world's first power source? Or is it simply history's most misunderstood artifact? For now, the truth remains buried, somewhere between science and legend, and honestly, that's what makes it so incredibly fascinating. The past isn't a closed book, it's an ongoing investigation. If you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, hit that like button, subscribe, and stay curious with us, because history is full of secrets, and we're here to uncover them, one mystery at a time. Thanks for watching.